The producers of Captain Mark Noble's Outdoor Journal would like to give a very special thank you to Palmetto Bluff for providing a fishing location for this episode. Palmetto Bluff is a 20,000-acre master-planned residential community and conservation preserve in Bluffton, South Carolina, nestled between South Carolina Highway 46 and the May River, just outside Savannah, Georgia.
Hello everyone and welcome to our program. I'm Captain Mark Noble. Hey, today we're going to do some freshwater largemouth bass fishing. We're here at Palmetto Bluff Plantation just outside of Hilton Head here in South Carolina. Got a great friend of mine, John Crabb with the State Management Services. What John does for a living is, hey, he builds and maintains these ponds to make sure these places that want to have a great fishery has that place to come and utilize. I want y'all to stay tuned because I believe what we're going to do today is we're going to catch us some large South Carolina largemouth bass.
Up there, and then punch through the shallow area and get to the other side and then try that loop and then come back out.
All right, well, sounds good. Now, John, out here on these ponds like this, you know, the water's fairly clean. I mean, you're always fighting an algae problem or a grass problem of some type, aren't you?
Yeah, and it's kind of we're trying to balance the situation, a balance between aesthetics and production for fish. This green color is what we want, but we don't want so much green that it produces a filamentous algae bloom. So we want the fertility up, but not high enough. So it's a double-edged sword.
Let me try this right here. If for no other reason, John, just to say I did. There he is right there, Mr. John.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Oh, there we go. First cast on the spinnerbait. He's not real big, but I can tell you one thing, John, he's strong, buddy.
Yeah, he acted like he had some juice to him.
He got a little juice to him. He's definitely bigger than a bean.
There you go.
Well, looky there. Mr. Largemouth Bass himself. And who would have thought it? Well, there he is, John. Man, that is a good stocky fish and strong. That's all right there. Now, how old do you think this bass right here is?
That's probably a year. That's on the high side of what you would expect. You know, a 14 to 16 inch is about where we would expect it to be. So that's bigger than normal.
Well,
the weight, if the weight was up a little bit, I'd say it would be a perfect bass.
We'll let him go and we'll see if there's another one out there to go along with him. But you know, a lot of people, they just plumb overlook, you know, bass, you know, ponds that they have. And, you know, really a pond on a piece of property is very valuable if you'll let it be.
It's a tremendous asset, particularly to plantations where they're selling real estate or hunting and having something to do on the off time.
Got him? There he is. There he is.
That fish looked like it was deep.
That fish right there, he got a little bit too much of that old spinnerbait. Yes, sir. He got just a little too much of it. He's not quite as big as the last one, but he'll definitely do for a largemouth. Look at the doggone sauce, the camo I got on there. No wonder I couldn't get it out of there. That is a swimming fish, believe it or not.
Well, he's got it hooked up. What'd he do, go in underneath the log?
Well, yeah, he hit it and ran back the other way. And I mean, I got a little bit of everything on there. Look at this. But yeah, all that was just hanging off of that log. And I really wasn't ready for that, but there it is. Well, John Crabb, I mean, it'll feel a little bit better now.
Good color, real good color.
Yeah. Well, second bite and 2 casts right there. Let's see. Come on, baby. It's okay. There he is. Right there.
Is that a brim?
No, it's a bass. Easy, easy. Trying to swim underneath that log on me. That's all right. I mean, he was doing his level best to swim up underneath that tree just then, John.
Yep.
But I mean, that was all I did was just pitch it right over here into this top, and there he was.
There we go.
There he is. John Crab, holding, hook, holding. There he is, holding, holding.
It's a little better.
That's a little better fish right there, John.
Yeah. That's a nice fat one too. See that size on him?
Now, do you think that's a first, second year fish, John?
That's a first year fish.
First year fish.
Yep.
Well,
that's a nice fish right there. Good color, good size. Lots of food is what'll do it. The color on them in this pond is just incredible. That's what this whole lake is known for that color. They're just a dark bass, and they'll get, you know, once it warms up a little bit, the foliage starts getting a little better, and after this next full moon, the bluegill will hatch out. Those bellies will get even bigger than this. So this is coming off of what they could survive off of during the wintertime. To be a real good fish in a couple of weeks.
Well, that's a fine fish right there, John. You know, the only thing that made that better if it had been on my hook.
All he did was pick it up, just kind of went
Just kind
right
of
out away from the bait, just
bit.
nice and easy, not in any hurry. A little smaller fish, it'll do.
There he is right there. There he is. There we go.
Got him,
Mr.
though.
John Crab.
You got him.
It was a matter of time. I mean, I couldn't see a fish just absolutely turning that crankbait down just for very long. And I can tell you one thing now, that old bull right there, he got it all. He got it all. There we go. Kind of bad little bass right there. Put him back in. Good little low fish. Good healthy fish, John. Yeah. Easy, 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 easy. I can keep this boat off of this bank right here real quick. There we go. Let me get him up in here. Yes, sir. Got a little. What I've done here is I switched my worm to a crankbait. It's kind of windy, and well, if you're ever the one that gets stuck up here running the electric motor, which is a place a lot of people want to be, and it's very windy, it's almost better to fish a bait you can fish faster so that you can actually have a chance to fish. And switching over to a crankbait for me was a good choice. And now that we got back here on this deep side of the pond, we got a nice bank to work off of. I think I got a color here that works. And of course, if you know how to fish a crankbait, just crank it down, stop it, start a slow retrieve, and then stop it again, and wham, largemouth. We'll go up here and try it all over again, see if we can't get one that got a little bit of size. You know, John has done a great job with this pond. I mean, you can look at it and tell this place right here has fish on it. And, you know, this place right here, you know, Palmetto Bluff Plantation, you know, this is just part of, you know, what they offer the people that actually buy property here. You know, it's hunting, it's fishing, it's fresh and saltwater fishing. And then with John in here maintaining these ponds, man, I tell you what, this is a gorgeous place. I mean, I could see myself living in a place like this right here real quick. So if you're looking for some of the finest stuff you can ever get involved with, you'll want to come check this place out. Let me catch another fish where John gets ahead of me.
Oh, there
John,
we go.
put it up in there. Put yours up in there, John. I had him right there. On the crankbait, I had him right there, and I let myself down. I didn't that time, though. I didn't that time. Here we are.
There you go.
Easy, easy.
I believe I got crankbait fever now.
Think you got crankbait fever?
Crankbait fever.
Try and get me out of this here situation I'm in real quick. I threw up in there and had 2 bites right off the bat. I did.
Is it kind of like basketball? If I tell you where to throw, does that count as an assist?
Well, you can
That's
count
like
it
a half
any
a
ways you
point?
want it to, but now he's on my bait. There he is.
That does it.
John Crab, man.
The worm is gone.
What have you done to this pond? Look at another bass with him, a big bass, big female with that bass right there, John.
Oh, man.
I mean, another fish. Drop it right there and by that fish right there and see if you can get him to come up there and get it. It's still underneath it right there. Considerably larger fish than this one right here. Still below it. Still below it. Come on, fish. Let me see if I can get this back there to you. Sure was another fish right there with him. Couldn't stand it. Man, I tell you, that last fish, you know, threw up in there and brought it off. And, you know, the water's got a real green hue to it. But when I pulled that fish off the bank, it looked like there was probably about a 4 or 5 pound fish with it that was just kind of shadowing right underneath it. It kind of got me excited. I'd like to get another chance at that fish. If I didn't pull it way off the structure, maybe I'll get bit from him right here in just a second. Got a hit on a rattle trap, and he didn't get the bug.
Only got about 50 hooks on this thing. How in the world I could miss him with a rattle trap?
You get him that time?
Yeah.
Hey, it's on, huh?
We got the gallery over there. It's a nice one, a little smaller. It's not a mark fish, but I'm working up to that.
Well, you just keep on going, John. I think you're doing wonderful, buddy. I done got him finally switched to a crankbait, so he worked on me about that worm a while ago. I'm working on him now about the crankbait. There we go, baby. There we go. Right there, Mr. John. Nice fish, too. Nice.
Yeah, much better.
Nice. Easy, boy. Easy, boy. It's all right. There we go. That's a good fish right there, Mr. John.
That was a nice one.
And he came off that opposite bank right in there behind us. And he grabbed it and growled as well. Well, there's no doubt of what kind of plug I'm fishing. Now, John, are you fishing about the same colors as I'm fishing right here with this this crankbait?
Yep. Kind of a green color.
And now, if you don't think that
Oh,
bass
there
right
we
there,
go.
There we go.
Well, he's hooked a bunch of different ways.
Now let's see here. Whose is bigger?
Uh-oh.
Come on, we got to do it. We got to do it here, John. There you go.
Yeah, I'd say yours is a little bit.
There we go.
You want me to just tie him on, use him for bait for that one?
Well, that'd be all right too. But look at there. John, show everybody what you're fishing right here. You know, a lot of people know what a rattle trap is, but there's a lot of people that don't. That's almost a bass pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, bass pattern. It's got some rattles in it to make some noise. And all you do is just crank it just like a crankbait. Yeah. Every now and then hesitate with it. He hit that one on a hesitate.
Yeah, I seen you kind of back me up there on that last cast that I made. I'm going to go and stick this one back and get up here and try it all over again. Try it all over again. Right there, I hear you, baby.
Well, they're liking these crankbaits. We're going to get into a big one here in a minute. Still had good...
Keep on bouncing around.
Nice fat
we're
fish.
Going to grab a hold of something good.
Oh, man.
Is that him?
They like it right out in front of that bush.
There he is right there.
Got him?
Yep.
Good shot.
Right there. That was okay right there. That way you just keep him on there for a little bit longer. Look, John. You know, this is what you hope to see when you get into a bass pond, when you got both people fishing wide open and catching two at the time. And
Mark, this one's got a little size to it here.
A regular thing.
A little bit better. Oh, he just barely hooked too.
You just got a backup on it right there.
Yep. That's a better fish.
You might have me a little bit on that one right there, but man, I tell you what, this right here is a chunk right here, John. I mean, this is what you want a pond to look like. When you look at a bass, they're not thin back, they're not skinny, they're good and full.
Lots of color.
Oh, the color's just gorgeous on these fish.
That's a perfect fish. That's your trophy in 3 years right there.
Well, there you have it, y'all. There he is right there. Bumped it right over top of that tree, and he came right up there and got it. That's the nice thing about that floating bait. You know, you're getting ready to hit a log or something, stop and let it bounce up over top of it. And boy, as soon as it did, he grabbed that thing and growled. There is no doubt. What a healthy fish.
Mark that one. Oh, there he is. Did that one hit right off of the...
Right off that tree again?
Yeah.
That's the same place I caught 3 fish right there off that one limb. Well, that's number 4 right there, Mr. John, off that one spot. That goes to show you there can always be more than one there, huh?
Yep.
And that might not have been the last one that was over there. What do you think? Oh, put it down right there, John. Put it down. Oh, couldn't stand it right in front of it. You know, you just caught a fish there, I bet it wasn't 30, 40 seconds ago, John, right in the same spot. And look at there.
They're stacked up in that little hole.
I'll tell you what now. If it gets any quicker than that right there, it'd just be plumb a shame. I mean, this is okay. You know, John, a lot of people, whether it's a farm or just family land, they have ponds on it. Many people don't even utilize them ponds.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's overlooked. They might have grandkids, or maybe it's a family, and maybe the family has a pond on their place. I mean, it would be a shame not to try to manage that pond and turn it into something so the kids can enjoy it, but also they can enjoy it themselves. Well, John, you about ready to call it a day?
I think we need to call it a day.
Well, I tell you, John, you know, I really appreciate you having us up here at Palmetto Bluff at this pond you've been working on, man. I've had a large time. You know, for me to catch this number of bass, and I mean a large number of bass, I mean, this is real enjoyable for, you know, somebody who spends most of his time on salt water.
Yeah. Well, we sure do appreciate you coming. Glad you had a good time.
Well, and I tell you, I learned a lot about pond management today, and, you know, I appreciate you getting the boat down here and everything, and letting some of the people out here see what y'all do. I mean, there's some services out there that just wasn't around before, and I think this is going to help a lot of folks.
Well, the fishing pressure that's out here is mostly for the residents. So even the residents do catch and release, and we try to harvest out male bass in the early spring, which we're a month away or so from being able to tell it. So this is a catch and release period unless it's one you want to put on the wall, and that's we don't convert that until after the spawn.